Welcome to my digital observation assignment. My first section is general observation and narrative. The school, along with the neighborhood, is very weathered. Many of the buildings are covered with stains, and much of the campus is surrounded by an orange plastic fence that block kids from going past it. The school, in comparison to the neighborhood, is a bit better. The school and the neighborhood both look highly underfunded. However, many of the houses around the school look close to being condemned. One thing that I really admire about the school is that there is rarely any trash on campus. The neighborhood definitely plays a role in the student's life. I had come to take pictures of the school on a Saturday morning, and some of the doors had already been marked with graffiti. When I had first entered the teacher's classroom, I could tell right away that he had made it his own. Right above the whiteboard, he had pictures of comics, and he had other comic book characters and cartoons. And then right next to his desk, he had pictures of his family and other things that he admired, like Elvis, and even symbols of his religion. The relationship between the students and staff is very friendly. One of the administration that I would walk around lunch with, she would always have students coming up to her and making jokes with her, and she would get along with all of the students. One of the teachers had told me that the secret in education lies in respecting the student, and it seems like that's what all the staff was trying to do. They treated each student as if they were another adult on campus. A conclusion that I was able to make is that the students and the teacher worked very well together because they were able to establish many connections despite the age difference. The teacher was able to relate to the students and in return got their respect and attention. Some of the concepts that were able to relate to the classroom were social skill strategy, in which the teacher always had the students work within groups, whether it was to complete an assignment or just simply to grade each other's work. He also used pop culture within the classroom. When he introduced the class to persuasive techniques, he showed them many modern commercials, like the Old Spice commercial. He also brought pop culture into the class novel of The Outsiders by allowing students to create a skit between the character from the book and a psychiatrist, in which the students were able to give the character a modern voice. A concept that the school was able to display very well was their acknowledgement of the student's voice. They did not push away the student's culture but embraced it. In the sign in front of the school, they have it in both English and Spanish. Their main and toughest goal is to keep students coming to school and wanting to learn. They instill this with their motto, "Education is the pathway to success." They have also tried to motivate kids by adopting a college spirit day in which students can dress out of their uniform, but only to wear clothing representing a college. I had actually started coming to this school at a kind of weird time. The majority of the students come from a Hispanic background. A lot of them are first generation. And at this time, Trump had just been elected president, and many of the teachers were trying to, express to the kids that, don't get rid of their heritage, keep their heritage, even though Trump is trying to move them out, stay true to themselves pretty much. School achievement is more than generating the smartest kids. It's also about creating a group of respectful young men and women. One of the things that I saw to encourage student achievement is the handing out of gold slips to students. They can earn the slip by being a great citizen, like picking up trash around campus, or even by being able to use the weekly word from the announcements in a sentence along with stating its definition to someone in the administration, like the vice principal. Multicultural education is about learning and respecting others' cultures and traditions. The schools offer very little about other cultures. However, one great club is the Ballet Folklorico, which teaches students many of the traditional Mexican dances. The majority of the school is Hispanic, so while walking around campus you can hear both English and Spanish being spoken. Even in the classroom, you will often hear teachers talking to students in Spanish. One thing that I sort of expected was for the students to not dismiss their learning in the classroom. By making the classroom more student centered, it gave the students a chance to change their roles, and instead of obeying and remaining quiet, they got to be involved in their learning. You know, I had said in my observations before that this school is known as being a tough school. A lot of the students that go here have been kicked out of other schools for fights or drugs or something like that. But something that I didn't really expect to happen was that, it would actually encourage me to want to teach more, to teach these kids who aren't really in the best situation right now. It kind of makes me feel like, I could actually use my life to help someone's life get better.